Next race underway is the A final of the same event, the men's junior coxed fours. So over in lane 1, closest to shore, we have St. Ignatius Chicago, lane 2, New Trier, lane 3, St. Ignatius Cleveland, St. Edward in lane 4, Central Catholic Pittsburgh in lane 5, lane 6, Northville, Loyola in lane 7, and in lane 8, Marietta.
And so right now, this is a men's junior sweep event. So we are adding to the sweep trophies. So current check-in in men's sweep, St. Ignatius Cleveland is in the lead with 99 points. Good, healthy lead over New Trier at 48 points. But the main sweep events of the day, the 8s, are coming up. So anything could still happen as we look in these points trophies.
Current leaders seem to be New Trier and St. Ignatius Chicago, battling it out there. Perhaps a ever so slight advantage to New Trier. Then we've got Northville kind of charging out from these nearer outside lanes for a potential, say, 3rd, 4th place position, kind of battling it out with St. Ignatius Cleveland there in the yellow shell. Can see a lot of back and forth actually there between the 1st and 2nd place crews of New Trier and St. Ignatius. I think St. Ignatius kind of poured on a little bit more there as they crossed that halfway point, and have maybe are a foot or a bow ball ahead of New Trier. Both of those crews focus so much on each other that they've started to peel away from St. Ignatius Cleveland and that Northville boat.
It's still a tight race between Ignatius Cleveland and Northville for the 3rd place. And it looks like Ignatius Chicago is about a canvas out. You're going to start seeing them on shore. If you're by the grandstand, they can start hearing you at this distance. I'm sure they'd appreciate some verbal encouragement.
Definitely, just if not to just drown out the crazy thoughts in their head, because they're putting every ounce of effort into this race right now. New Trier seems to have answered a little bit of the challenge that St. Ignatius Chicago put down, so their coxswain's trying to keep them in line and on check. But as all of these crews come closer to shore, they're starting to hear the cheers. So again, these are all tallying up points into the men's sweep category, which each one of the events from here on out will have drastic impact on that final points for the teams.
You can see the tension between these two crews, because the coxswain in St. Ignatius Chicago in the white boat there has sat up a bit because that coxswain can't see the other crew out of the corner of eyes. He's sat up to kind of take a peek over there. New Trier is in a position where they are just trying to drive in. That coxswain is trying to convey to his crew that we are still within striking distance. We've got about 20 strokes to go. But Ignatius Chicago seems to have stepped it up here with a good sprint into the last portion of the race here.
Yeah, coxswain trying to almost sit up so they themselves can reach out for the finish line ahead of the athletes.
We've got a nice sprint being put on, and they are pulling away here. And it looks like we'll have an open water victory here for St. Ignatius Chicago, followed by crosstown rival New Trier.
Then it looks to be is that Northville over St. Ignatius Cleveland, Loyola coming then very close between Marietta and Central Catholic Pittsburgh, followed by St. Edward.